Hello again, Gills fans, and welcome back to another episode of Gills in the Blood TV. Pre-season friendlies are underway now, which is crazy. The World Cup still goes on. I'm sure all of you were glued to your TV sets on Wednesday evening when it ultimately ended in extra time heartbreak against Croatia. But yeah, third, fourth place playoff today for England, Saturday. But attention now switches back to the Gills. The new season is not too far away. Two more arrivals since I last spoke to you all, and they are coming up on your screen now. One of them is obviously a familiar face to us Gills fans. That is right back former captain Barry Fuller, who has joined on a one-year deal. For me, an excellent piece of business. We've said for years that we don't have two out-and-out right backs in the squad. It's always been one plus generally a centre midfielder or a winger who can fill in. So I think clever signing from Steve Lovell. Bags of experience, tons of appearances at this level, knows the club inside out. Will provide decent enough backup to Luke O'Neill. I'm pretty sure Barry knows that he's probably not first choice as it stands. But knowing him and his character, he'll be doing all he can to play as much as he can, which is great. That will push Luke O'Neill even further. And the second one is Brandon Hanlon, who arrived, strong, powerful, attacking player who arrived on a free transfer from Bromley, where he was last season on loan. I think he was at Charlton as well. Saw him in the FA Trophy final on BT Sport a couple of months ago. Come on, played I think from the left. Likes to run in behind. Missed a really good chance, unfortunately, for him to win the game for Neil Smith's men. But yeah, very young. I suppose loads of raw potential. Something to work with. I'm sure Steve and the team have done their due diligence on him. So we welcome him to the club and hopefully he can hit the ground running. But yeah, there's been pre-season friendlies. Last Saturday was a double header, and the same on Tuesday night. Last Saturday, myself, Boz and Stocky went down to the Havel Stadium at Holme Park to watch the game against Sheffield United. Only 5 minutes up the road for us, which was nice. Gills ran out 7-1 winners. Couple of first team pros. Billy Bingham captained the side. Darren Oldacre started. Franck Musa played. He is on trial again. And Dean Cox, which is an interesting one for me. Very good a few years ago. Has had his problems with injuries and transfer issues, I suppose, in terms of Leyton Orient recently and Crawley he's been to. But if we could get him somewhere near his best, he could prove to be a very good addition if Steve Lovell decides to get him on board. But yeah, there was a hat-trick in the Sheppey game for this man coming up on your screen. When I say man, he's only a kid, but Henry Woods hit a treble last week and was very impressive what we saw of him in the second 45 minutes. First goal was an absolute howitzer, dug it out of his feet, 25 yards out and absolutely rocketed one in the top corner. Second one, very bright interplay as well, really good first touch, managed to hold off a Sheffield United player and spin, offloaded and played a decent 1-2 with one of his teammates and rolled the finish under the oncoming keeper for his second, and then his third was a bit more of a poacher's goal. I think there was a foul in the build-up and he was alert and managed to round the keeper and steady himself and slot it home. So obviously we have to bear in mind the level of the opposition. We have to bear in mind the fact that he is only a kid, and we have to bear in mind the fact that it is only a pre-season friendly and it was only 3/4 of an hour. But very impressed with the young man. There were some really good goals in that game as well. We caught Darren Oldacre's free kick on the match day live, but there was also Henry Woods' first and Charles Noyel's free kick at the end to make it 6-0. Really impressive as well. And on the same day, a lot more of the first team went to Folkestone and drew 1-1, courtesy of a Connor Wilkinson equaliser. So yeah, I think we picked the right one. 8 goals, £2 a ticket. But yeah, bright enough start. And then Tuesday night, one team went to Bromley and one team went to Faversham. And we ended up winning both games, 5-1 at Bromley, courtesy of goals from Callum Riley, Brandon Hanlon, Josh Parker, Elliot List and Regan Charles Cook. And at Faversham, both goals were scored by trialist Franck Musa, so he's clearly trying to prove a point. I know what you're thinking, I've missed out. Callum Riley's another addition, but we had him on loan, so I've not really done it as a new addition. He's returned, and it is a really good signing on a permanent deal. So I haven't forgotten about him. Sorry, Callum. But yeah, so all in all, 4 games played over 3 or 4 days, 15 goals scored, 11 different scorers. Promising start to the pre-season campaign. Great to see the new signings: Callum Riley, Brendan Hanlon, and Regan Charles Cook all off the mark. As I say, Franck Musa is back on trial, so let's put him in focus. As we all know, Franck originally joined on a short-term contract back in January, had been on trial for a few weeks according to Steve Lovell, but he didn't get much for looking, let's be honest. We were playing well at the time, so it was difficult to break into that midfield, and for one reason or another, throughout the rest of the campaign, even when we started to struggle, he didn't, for a period, he didn't really get many minutes. I think he got 20 at the end of the 2-0 away defeat at Wigan, and everyone said that he'd done all right when he came on. And I think he got a half at home to Doncaster Rovers in that absolutely abysmal 0-0 draw towards the end of the campaign, and I thought he'd done well when he came on. For me, yes, I know we've signed a lot of midfielders, but I think he can play a couple of positions. I think it's low risk in terms of wages. I think it's low risk in terms of we know what he can do at this level. And as I said back on the video that we did a couple of months ago when the retain list come out, I would take a punt on him, whether it's for 6 months or a year. He's having a proper pre-season with us now, which is a lot better than what he was trying to do when he arrived initially. I think he's worth a deal. We know what quality he possesses at League One level from his times at previous clubs such as Southend and Walsall and Charlton, wherever else he's been, Leicester, Coventry, I think. He knows the Football League. Like I say, he's pretty versatile. For me, if he's fit, I'd be inclined to offer him a short-term deal. He'll bring experience as well, considering the signings we've made in the middle: Josh Reese, Regan Charles Cook, the very young, Brendan Hanlon further forward, very young. He would help, along with a few more of the experienced pros such as Gabriel Zakuani, who we'll get onto in a bit. So for me, Franck Musa's worth looking at. I think I'd get him on board. The other one, obviously I've already mentioned loosely, is Dean Cox. It'll be interesting to see how that pans out. But yeah, in terms of friendlies, there is 2 more today, Saturday. Sadly, I can't attend, unfortunately. I am on dad duty with a little one. Margate away and Tunbridge Angels away, 3 PM kickoffs for anyone who wants to go down. I believe it is going to be more of a 50-50 split in terms of where the first teamers and the second season pros and the youth players all go, so that could be a decent day out. We did Margate back in the winter, myself and Boz, and met up with Darius down there. Lovely little setup. Our ex-media lady, Charlotte Richardson, is in charge down there and was very accommodating. We had a little chat with Aaron Simpson after the game, which was great. Charlotte set that up because he was on loan at the time. And onto that man, him, along with 2 more, coming up on your screen right now. Have all signed new contracts. That is Aaron Simpson, as I already said. Ben Chapman and Bradley Stevenson have agreed to stay on for another year, which I think is great to see. Again, low wages, low risk. It'd be great to see if they can still can push on a little bit more. I know Steve Lovell says he's going to trust the youngsters, and it provides competition for places. So I think in terms of all those that were offered contracts at the end of the 2017-18 season, it is only Ben Nugent who hasn't stayed on. We know why. Steve Lovell said he was honest with him, couldn't guarantee him first team football, and I believe at the moment he's been on trial with Lincoln City. That was a rumour. Good luck to Ben Nugent wherever he turns up. I'm sure he'll do a job. He's a proper old school centre half. He can't play in terms of bringing the ball out from the back, which has been the fashion this summer, especially with watching England trying to play at the World Cup. But edit, kick it, clear it winner, he's decent enough, and I'm sure he'll do a job for someone at League 1 or League 2 level. And talking of centre backs, this man coming up on your screen is our new captain. So unless you've not been on social media for the last 24 hours, Gabriel Zakuani is the new skipper for Gillingham, full-time for 2018-19. Excellent choice. I'm not even going to do a survey on it on Twitter to see what people think. I think it'll be a landslide, overwhelming, brilliant decision, excellent choice. He was skipper last season when Lee Martin wasn't available. Brilliant to get him in on a 2-year deal despite being 32. I think it's an excellent idea. Provides a load of experience. Which we don't have loads of when you think we lost the likes of Lee Martin and Scott Wagstaff from the squad. Yeah, and this is what Gabriel Zakuani himself has had to say about it. Coming up now is what he tweeted late last night. So there it is, your new skipper for 2018-19, Gabriel Zakuani. Excellent, good luck in the role, sir. And fingers crossed we have some success this season with you in charge. Yeah, just to finish up, I was just doing a bit of scribbling at work yesterday on my lunch hour. 442 Diamond, 4231/433 seem to be the two favoured systems of Steve Lovell. Be interesting whether he goes down the 3 at the back route, considering, like I've already said, it has become fashionable again. But for me, if we set up 442 Diamond or 4231/433, I don't think we're a million miles away. I have got it down on this little scrap of paper. High tech here, no expense spares, biro and line paper. 24 that I would class as out and out first team players now. And that doesn't involve the likes of trialists Franck Musa and Dean Cox, and youngsters Jack Tucker, Ben Chapman, Nolan Bowen, Bradley Stevenson. So for me, don't think we're a million miles away. Josh Parker, don't know why I've just said that. Steve Lovell mentioned that he probably wanted about 5 players in. Well, we've got them now, I think, haven't we? The first 2 to arrive were Dean Parrott and Regan Charles Cook. Then Josh Reese, Barry Fuller, Brendan Hanlon, Callum Riley, I think. Is that the 6? Don't think I've missed anyone out. That's the 6 arrivals. So yeah, I think if we play 442 Diamond, I don't know if you can see this, I don't think we're too far away. Gives you an idea of what we've got. We've got at least 2 in each position there, I think, including a couple of youngsters. So yeah, I'm quite happy with the transfer business this summer. There's those that will moan that expect us still to go and spend out hundreds of thousands on players and just use it as another opportunity to have a dig at you-know-who, but let them, I can't be bothered with them anymore. They're amusing as they are embarrassing, I suppose. Anyway, moving on. 4231/433. Again, don't think we're a million miles away. Josh Parker, that's where I saw his name, that's why I shouted it out randomly, it's weird. Yeah, I don't think we're too far away. We've got a good set of centre-backs. I think Max Amar and Gabriel Zakuani will probably be first choice when the season starts. We've got Alex Lacey, hopefully back fully fit now. That's like a new signing in itself. Finn O'Mara will step up, I think, and become the 4th centre-half. Luke O'Neill and Barry Fuller at right-backs, decent enough. And Bradley Garmston, I've said it for plenty of times, if he's fully fit, he's probably the best left-back in the division. It's just a case of keeping him fit now, and then we've got young Aaron Simpson backing him up. Midfield, we've got plenty of options. Billy Bingham fully fit now, Callum Riley, Mark Byrne, Josh Reese, Regan Charles Cook, Darren Oldacre, Dean Parrott, further forward maybe Naveed Nasseri, who looked bright in patches last season after joining in January. And up front, I think we've got Tom Eaves, Connor Wilkinson, Elliot List, Josh Parker, Brendan Hanlon, Liam Nash. Obviously the likes of Elliot List or Josh Parker, maybe Brendan Hanlon could go wider from either side if we're playing with wingers. So yeah, I don't think we're a million miles away. I've been quite impressed with the signings, lots of potential with them, mixed in with a bit of experience with likes of Dean Parrott and Barry Fuller. Roll on the 4th of August. I'm not sure how many friendlies I'm going to get to, which is a shame because I like doing all the little non-league rounds. But that's enough from me today. As always, thanks for watching. Please keep retweeting. I think we are 2 away from 800. Please, please, please spread the word. If you're going to Margate today, or if you're going to Tunbridge Wells today, have a belter. Get some videos of them goals for us. We can't make it, unfortunately. And until next time, up the Gills.